Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got the CRX pulled back in here. I did have it outside, so it's pretty nasty. I'm not real concerned about how clean it is right now because there's a lot of work to be done to it, and I'm finally going to be able to dig into it since I've got the title in my name. We're going to jump into the interior next on this car. I'm going to start yanking all that interior out because there's a lot of it that's torn and cracked and broken, and the carpet's super nasty. There's just a lot of things in there that need to come out. Basically everything. I mean, the dash is cracked, so I'm going to end up pulling the dash out. I don't know if I'm going to get to the dash today, but I am going to work on getting everything else out of there. I may end up leaving the driver's seat so I can pull this thing in and out if I need to. But before I do that, I'm going to show you a little product I've been working on. It's actually the rear center garnish taillight sticker. It's the CRX and the VTEC now I've got available. It's basically an OEM replica. I'm sure you've seen it by now. I've been advertising on my Instagram, but if that's something you're interested in, let's take a look at it. Alright, I've got both the CRX and the VTEC stuck on this European rear garnish here. These are both my product that I'm selling. It's very similar to the OEM spec sticker. I know a lot of them are straight vinyl cutouts, but this is actually a clear vinyl with a silver print on it. And these are designed for like an OEM spec. I'd say they're about 98% like the OE sticker. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below for ordering these. It's just my PayPal link. You send me the money with your address and I'll get these shipped out as soon as I can. So I know this is something that I was looking for a lot online, the OE style, and it seemed to have no availability out there for it. So I did a little bit of research and got these designed and manufactured. So I do have these available if that's something that you're interested in. So check out the link below. Alright, some of this stuff that I have in the interior is actually not from this car. This is some of the replacement parts that I actually bought to go in here after the car is done. I stuck it in here just to get it out of my way. So, I mean, this cargo cover is something that I actually bought after the fact, as well as a couple of those cargo boxes that are in there. These were not in the car, so they're in a lot better shape than the rest of the interior. But we're going to go ahead and yank everything out and stack it up outside the car and get this cleaned out and kind of get everything ready to start prepping for paint. I know there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of cleaning to be done, and because I think I'm going to end up seam sealing a lot of these jams here, as well as getting it ready to paint. I'll probably end up painting the trunk jam as well as the door jams because the paint has seen better days than that. I did not do that on my other car, but I think it's going to be worth it to go ahead and take care of one here because there's a lot of issues with the paint, even in the jams. Well, that was a dirty job. That carpet was very nasty. I'm happy it's out of the car now. I've got it vacuumed out, and I still need to wash everything down. There's still a lot of built-on dirt on everything, and so that's going to be the next step on the inside, is to clean everything up. Still have to get the dash out. That's going to be another job in itself. I don't think it's going to be too bad. I've never removed an EF dash, but I have removed an EG dash. The EG dash seemed kind of difficult. It was definitely helpful to have an extra hand. This is a little bit smaller, and I've heard it's a little bit easier, so we will see whenever I get into that whether it'll be easy for me to take out by myself or not. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. This is the dirty work, this is the grunt work, but this is really where you need to start on some kind of project like this. You gotta just get all the dirty, nasty, broken stuff out, and then start from the bottom up and start cleaning and preparing surfaces and whatnot. So this is a good start, and we're just gonna keep going from here. All right, it's a new day here, and I think what I'm gonna do is jump out to the Type R CRX, and I'm actually gonna fix a couple of wires on it and see if we can get this thing started. I don't really know what we're gonna run into, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. All right, bear with me on the sound. I'm out here on the street. This thing, I can't move it just yet. So this is the wiring issue I was talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off and rewire this to get it fixed. That way we can actually attempt to start this thing. I didn't see any other wiring issues on here yet, so hopefully we won't run into that. One thing I do want to check on here is the oil level. The previous owner did show me a video of him pulling it out, and it did have clean oil on it, or at least some oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it. All right, it does show a little above the top dot, so we should be good on oil. All right, next thing I'm gonna need to do is get the battery hooked up. But there is a extra power wire running to the back of the car, and I don't know if it's been chewed up or if it's just shorted out to the chassis. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it. Alright, got everything ready to go, so we're going to get in here and turn the key. Alright, looks like the starter. Alright, well, it's not the news that I wanted, but I could not get the car to turn over. It's either one of three things or maybe even multiple things. It could be the ignition switch, I did get the key to come on, and they did have power, and whenever you went to hit the starter, just nothing happened. You know, the lights went out like it would normally do, but the starter would not fire. So it could be the clutch switch as well, because I know that's in the same circuit that allows that starter to fire. I did jumper out the starter with the clutch pushed in, and the Bendix did activate, but it did not turn. So it's probably multiple things like the starter, clutch switch, and ignition switch. I'm going to start with the starter, and then I'm going to jumper it out and see if I can get it to turn over that way. But I'll also need to do the clutch switch as well, and I'll probably just bypass it. And then if it's still not turning over with the key after I bypass the clutch switch, I'll have to move over to the ignition switch. But I know that's not the news you wanted to hear in this video, but that's sometimes how it goes. So hopefully the next one we'll be able to get this thing to turn over and hopefully running. We'll just stick around and see. So we'll catch you on the next one.